Hello, Aluxers. Welcome back. Look, we all know the education system is outdated for the most part. Having a degree now isn't as impactful as it used to be. But why exactly is that? What skills are you missing out on? Well, in this video, we'll dive deeper into the 15 crucial skills school doesn't teach you. Welcome to Alux. Number 1. How to learn. One of the major reasons the education system is flawed is because it gives you what to learn but doesn't teach you how. Your knowledge material is filtered by whoever decides the school curriculum, and you're stuck with that. And more so, nobody actually teaches you how to learn. They just give you a bunch of stuff to memorize and call it a day. That's why so many people find it difficult to acquire new skills after school. It's because they just don't know how to do it. For most people, education stops when they leave college, and since the curriculum is rarely updated to reflect the current times, they get stuck in a mentality that no longer works. Number 2. How to manage your resources. You have a plethora of resources at your disposal, from your time and energy to your connections and money. The better you are at managing these resources, the better your chances of turning your dream ideal life into reality. You'd think that such an important skill should be mandatory in any type of school, but so far, we haven't seen it happen anywhere. Number 3. How to put it into practice. There are lots of people who are book smart, but fail to put anything into practice in real life. You know how some things are supposed to work, but you don't know how to make them actually work. If you just finished college, your practice or experience is technically 0. You can't say, "I have 4 years of experience from college," to an interviewer. They'll laugh in your face and decline you an application for the internship that requires 20 years of experience. School doesn't really teach you how to actually do things in the real world, and when it does, it's pretty shallow and at a surface level. You'll have to figure that out for yourself. Number 4. How to wing it. Okay, sometimes school involuntarily teaches you how to wing it when your due date is in 3 hours and you haven't done anything yet. But is that school teaching you or your procrastination? Winging it means being confident enough in your skills and achieving a decent outcome without knowing exactly what you're doing. It's like jumping off a cliff and figuring out how the parachute works on your way down. In the real world, this translates to keeping your cool in stressful situations where you don't have all the variables. We had to figure out a lot of things as we did them, and we have a running joke here at Alux that we're the masters of winging it. It's proven to be a crucial skill to have in almost every big project that we've started. Number 5. How to trust the process. This might be our favorite point in this list. Not everything is sunshine and butterflies at the game of life. Even more so when you're trying to make something worth mentioning. You'll find yourself in situations where things don't look so bright. It's a rough patch. If you were to judge your chances of success based on the situation you're currently in, it doesn't look so hot. This is when trusting the process becomes so crucial. You're smart and you know there's no straight line to success. It looks more like this. So when you're on a short descending trajectory, it's important to zoom out and look at the whole thing wide-angle style. As long as you constantly add +1 to whatever you're doing, the process will take care of itself. You know, we recently heard a quote that works perfectly here. If it takes longer than you want, it doesn't mean it's not happening. Trust the process. Number 6. How to quit. In school, if you quit, you're branded a loser. You're being punished for your decision that something isn't for you. They can even force you to waste an entire year of your life because of that. And contrary to popular belief, if you start something, you're not obligated to finish it. If you start reading a book and you find it poorly written halfway through, toss it aside. If you start a project and realize you're not yet capable of finishing it, drop it. This winners never quit saying isn't exactly true. Plenty of winners quit, often. You see, you can quit as many times as you want as long as you keep playing the game. You only have to win once. Number 7, how to collaborate. Look, let's face it, in the history of school projects, there was never a case where everyone had equal input. Most of the time, there was someone doing 80% of the work, while the rest are just piggybacking off them. Even more so, during exams, if you are caught trying to collaborate, you immediately fail. This is the opposite of how real life works. The world thrives on people collaborating with each other in creating something bigger than themselves. Heck, our whole survival as a human species is based on people gathering in tribes and collaborating with each other for food and safety. So why this skill isn't taught but punished in school is beyond us. Number 8, how to find alternative solutions. There are multiple ways to say the same thing, and there are multiple ways of getting the same outcome. But school teaches you there's only one, and it's exactly how the teacher said it. Say anything else, and even if you're right, you're wrong. And this voids any kind of critical thinking. It forces you into a habit of waiting for someone to tell you what the right answer is instead of figuring it out yourself. Number 9, how the life subscription works. In the current world, you need to pay a life subscription in order to keep staying alive and well. And this comes in the form of taxes, inflation, credits, pension plans, bureaucracy, and so on. And if you don't learn how to deal with them, you get kicked out of the life plan. It's a pretty important skill to have, and because it's not taught in school, yes, it's something you will have to learn on your own. Number 10. How to deal with mental and psychological problems. More than 25% of students in the US are on some kind of prescription drug. Now, we're not doctors and we're not giving medical advice here, but the point we're trying to make is that these kinds of problems are not usually addressed in school. No one is teaching you how to deal with anxiety or any other problem that affects your mood or behavior. So, when you get older, you treat these problems like something that naturally comes with life. But just because these issues are common doesn't mean they're normal. Some conditions absolutely need to be treated with medications. However, many others can be managed without. It's really worth talking to a therapist or a psychiatrist to see if you can beef up your repertoire of healthy coping mechanisms for your stress and anxiety instead of assuming medication is your only option. And if seeing a therapist isn't something you can do right now, why not try downloading the Alux app? We are not medical professionals, but we do discuss a lot of helpful ways we can all lessen the strain on our mental health. And on a similar note, number 11, meditation. We are firm believers that any kind of mental awareness practice is extremely beneficial. And it's not just us. We don't have to sell it to you. You know how impactful meditation is. It greatly improves your focus and emotional intelligence. It's also the main tool that can increase your self-awareness, something a lot of people need nowadays. 4 out of 5 successful people use some kind of meditation to improve their lives. But it isn't something you're going to learn in a conventional school system. Number 12, how to stand your ground. The classroom's environment is based on authority and obedience. You sit where you're told and do what you're asked. You have very little say in anything. It teaches you to keep your head down and go unnoticed. And later in life, this translates to you waiting for other people to tell you what to do. Number 13, how to deal with chaos and unpredictability. For the most part, school is organized and easy. It's designed around the lowest common denominator. So in other words, it's structured to appeal to the largest number of people. Everyone gets a participation trophy just for being there. So when real life hits with all the chaos and unpredictability, you feel kinda lost. There's no bell ringing letting you know when to take a break. No one is giving you homework to do. You're all alone if you need to figure everything out from ground zero. Number 14, how to measure the right metrics. Grades are bullshit. They really don't mean anything. It's an arbitrary filter that doesn't hold any value in the real world. In school, everybody cares about grades. And then you go out into real life and suddenly nobody cares about those grades anymore. You are taught to optimize your life around a single metric that has no value outside of the school system. It's really bonkers. Number 15. How to negotiate. So many people are afraid of conflicts because school teaches you to do what you're told. You don't learn to negotiate a better deal for yourself. And even more so, you might think it's immoral to even try to negotiate. You think only annoying salespeople take part in such a devious act. Negotiating isn't about forcing others to comply. It's about finding a common ground of mutual value. Your lack of negotiating skills turns into a fear of conflict, which eventually turns into obedience and mediocrity. And finally, as a thank you for those who always stick with us until the end, of course we've got a bonus. Number 16. How to find your own path. School narrows your horizon in presenting you with vague career choices when you finish. It doesn't teach you how to fine-tune your skills and forge your own way. If you're a great storyteller and you can entertain people, YouTuber, not exactly in the school curriculum. And since school forces you into a template future, you might be left feeling out of place when you try something new. But hey, you should try that new thing anyway. We hope you learned something valuable here today, Aluxer. What other skills do you wish were taught in school? Let us know in the comments, and we'll see you tomorrow for the Sunday motivational video.